Veterans Christmas donation box stolen. The town's response was powerful. Snow was falling thick and quiet over Main Street on Christmas Eve, the colored lights on the storefronts glowing soft through the flakes. In front of the hardware store sat a simple wooden box with a glass front, hand-painted red and green, a sign above it in careful block letters. Help our veterans this Christmas. Every year for the past 12 years, Sergeant Tom Harlan built that box himself, set it out, and seated it with the first $50 from his own pocket. People dropped in cash, checks, loose change. By Christmas morning, there was always enough to buy grocery cards, warm coats, and a decent holiday meal for every veteran in the county who needed it. Tom was 72 now, walked with a limp from shrapnel in his hip, wore the same faded army jacket every day. Most folks in town nodded at him. Some said thanks when he held a door, but mostly they hurried past. Kids sometimes snickered at the old man talking to himself while he hammered the box together. Nobody ever asked about the faded flag patch on his sleeve or the faraway look in his eyes when the national anthem played. Tom had carried 3 of his men out of a burning Humvee in Fallujah. Only one made it home. Every Christmas since, he'd kept that promise to live for the ones who didn't. This year, the box filled faster than ever. By dusk on Christmas Eve, there was over $6,000 inside. Tom locked the slot, taped a final thank you note to the glass, and limped home through the snow, smiling for the first time in months. At 2:17 a.m., the security camera caught it all. A figure in a dark hoodie stepped into the frame, looked around, then swung a hammer. Glass exploded. Bills fluttered to the sidewalk like wounded birds. The thief scooped them into a backpack and vanished into the dark. By morning, the shattered box lay on its side, empty. Tom stood over it in the cold, hands in his pockets, staring at the broken pieces. A couple of early shoppers slowed down, shook their heads, kept walking. One muttered, "Should have bolted it down better." Tom didn't say anything. He just gathered the splintered wood, carried it to his truck, and drove home. Word spread fast. Some folks were angry at the thief. Others shrugged. That's why I don't bother donating anymore. A few even hinted Tom should have known better than to leave cash sitting out overnight. By noon on Christmas Day, Tom sat alone in his small house, the broken box on his kitchen table, coffee going cold beside him. Then his doorbell rang. A young mother stood there with her little boy, holding an envelope thick with bills. "We saw the video," she said quietly. "We're sorry." Before Tom could answer, another car pulled up, then another. People he barely knew, people he'd shoveled driveways for without being asked, people who'd never once stopped to talk. They came carrying jars of coins, checks, cash folded in Christmas cards. Someone brought hot cider. Someone else brought a new hand-built box, bigger, stronger, with a steel lock. By late afternoon, his living room was full. The local news van showed up. The mayor arrived with a proclamation. They counted the money right there on Tom's coffee table. $52,000, almost 10 times what had been stolen. The thief, an out-of-work father who'd hit rock bottom, watched the live stream on his phone, cried in his car, and turned himself in an hour later. Tom stood in his doorway, snow still falling behind him, eyes shining. He didn't say much, just kept repeating, "Thank you, thank you." The town that had barely noticed him for years now couldn't stop thanking him.